The night was heavy with tension as two forces, each a legend in their own right, prepared to face off. Angela Mao, the celebrated martial artist and cinematic icon known as the Lady Kung Fu, stood poised under the flickering glow of streetlights. Across from her loomed Michael Myers, the relentless and seemingly indestructible embodiment of terror from the Halloween films. It was a clash of disciplines, temperaments, and sheer physicality, promising a battle for the ages. Angela Mao had built her reputation on a foundation of agility, precision, and discipline. Her mastery of various martial arts forms, honed over years of rigorous training, gave her an arsenal of strikes and techniques that could incapacitate an opponent in seconds. At her core, Angela was a tactician, capable of reading her adversary's moves and exploiting weaknesses with surgical accuracy. Yet, despite her formidable skills, her slight frame and human limitations posed challenges against larger, seemingly supernatural foes. Michael Myers, in stark contrast, was a juggernaut. Towering and masked, he moved with eerie calmness, an unstoppable force powered by an unnatural endurance. What Michael lacked in speed and technique, he compensated for with raw strength and the uncanny ability to withstand damage that would fell an ordinary man. His weakness, however, lay in his predictability. Michael's attacks were straightforward, lacking the nuance of a trained fighter, and his reliance on brute force could be turned against him by a clever opponent. The confrontation began with an eerie silence, broken only by the sound of Angela's controlled breathing. Michael stepped forward, his butcher's knife gleaming in the moonlight. His slow, deliberate movements were in stark contrast to Angela's swift and fluid stance. She circled him, her eyes scanning for an opening. Michael lunged, the blade slicing through the air. Angela pivoted gracefully, dodging the strike by inches. She countered with a spinning kick to his midsection, the impact echoing in the empty street. Yet Michael barely flinched. He turned toward her, his blank mask revealing no emotion, only the unyielding promise of violence. Angela understood that this would not be a battle of attrition. Michael's resilience was too great. She would need to exploit her agility and strategy to outmaneuver him. As Michael pressed forward, she struck with a flurry of punches and kicks, targeting his joints and pressure points. Each strike landed with precision, but Michael's advance was unrelenting. The environment became her ally. Angela used walls, railings, and even debris to enhance her movements, delivering strikes from unexpected angles. She managed to disarm him, sending his knife skittering across the asphalt. Michael, unarmed, reached for Angela with his powerful hands, attempting to crush her with sheer strength. She narrowly escaped his grip, delivering a devastating elbow strike to his temple. For the first time, Michael staggered. Angela seized the moment, delivering a series of rapid strikes to his head and neck. Her movements were a blur, each one calculated to exploit Michael's lumbering reactions. Yet, Michael's endurance was monstrous. Just as it seemed he might falter, he lashed out with a backhanded swing, catching Angela off guard and sending her sprawling. She hit the ground hard but rolled to her feet, blood trickling from the corner of her mouth. Michael advanced, his shadow engulfing her, but Angela's eyes burned with determination. Angela feigned retreat, drawing Michael into a narrow alleyway. Here, his size worked against him. As he moved in for the kill, Angela launched herself off a wall, flipping over him and landing a crippling kick to the back of his knee. Michael collapsed to one leg, and Angela delivered a thunderous strike to the base of his skull. The giant toppled, his mask cracking against the pavement. Michael lay still, his body motionless for the first time. Angela stood over him, her chest heaving as she surveyed the aftermath. She had done what many thought impossible. She had defeated the embodiment of fear through skill, strategy, and sheer willpower. Angela Mao's victory was not a fluke. It was the result of her unparalleled mastery of martial arts and her ability to adapt to an opponent far beyond the realm of ordinary human challenges. Where Michael Myers relied on brute force and endurance, Angela countered with technique and intelligence. She recognized his predictability and used it to her advantage, exploiting the environment and his lumbering movements to turn his strengths into weaknesses. In the end, the battle was not just about physical prowess but the triumph of discipline and strategy over raw, unthinking power. Angela Mao's legacy as a martial artist and icon was cemented that night, proving that even the most unstoppable force can be outmatched by a truly immovable will.